Time to catch up with Associate Head Coach Keith Urgo. And Coach, first off, I appreciate you taking the time, but I want to jump back and reflect on this past season real quickly. And you've been with Coach Chambers now for 9 seasons in Happy Valley. And there were a lot of people around the country that didn't have faith or believe necessarily in this Penn State team this past season and what you guys could accomplish. But looking back, when did you know that this team was special?
Well, quite honestly, first of all, thank you so much for having me, Mitch. I got to be honest with you, probably February of last year, a team that starts 0-10 in the Big Ten and has the opportunity to turn it around and win 7 of their last 10 and get a first-round bye. I think we knew towards the end of the season last year that our upperclassmen coming back like Lamar and Mike, guys like John Harrar who had played a lot of minutes, with those guys coming back, we felt like we had leadership, experience, and our young guys had taken a major step between the first part of the season, the non-conference, all the way to the back end of the season. And we always said we want to be the best team we can be by the end of the year. And we became that at the end of last season. So with that motivation, with that excitement to the end of last season, our guys came into the summer, and we knew in the summer the way they were working, the way they were approaching the weight room, that we had the potential to do something special.
I know there's still a long ways to go until next season, Coach, but there are some people out there, including some national media members, predicting that this upcoming Penn State team could be a dark horse yet again. So what excites you about this upcoming season?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's really the guys that we have in our program right now, they are professionals. They want to be professionals. They come to work each and every day. They're already ready to get back onto campus and get into workouts. I mean, they're asking Greg Miskinnis, our strength coach, to send them workouts. That was probably what was missing in our first few years here at Penn State. The guys that we have now, they are 100% committed to the program, to each other. And with the experience we have coming back, look, we have fantastic talent. We're going to have a lot of minutes played coming back, a lot of offense coming back with Myrion Jones, Miles Dredd, and Isaiah Brockington, and Seth Lundy had a tremendous freshman season. Obviously, John Harrar, in our opinion, we think is one of the best and most improved big men, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country. So we have a lot to be excited about, and our guys are already ready and moving forward to next year. And hopefully we can get them back on campus sometime in the summer and get a chance to work with them. But there's a lot to be excited about. The kids that we have coming in, man, did they bring some athleticism, some skill, and really the ability to knock down jump shots, which I think with the style of play we want to take on next year, spread the floor, have multiple shooters on the floor. There's a lot to look forward to.
Well, when it comes to those relationships and the future of Penn State men's basketball, recruiting is also a critical aspect to that. And Penn State's such a nationally known brand from coast to coast, so you playing such a big role in that recruiting world. What are some of your philosophies when you go into these households?
Well, obviously, Penn State University sells itself in some regard with the largest living alumni association in the world. So that is fantastic because everywhere we go, there's Penn Staters. So most of the kids that we've recruited have some sort of connection to the school itself through a family member, through a good friend. So that's the brand, and it helps with that for sure. But, it's about relationships. Personally, I think, again, one of the things and one of the attributes that Coach Chambers and our staff bring that is very unique is a relationship with each and every player. And we tell them, look, you're going to have to go to class. You're not going to necessarily start. You're going to have to come in and you're going to have to earn minutes. We're just real. We're honest. And I think in today's day and age, that seems to be lacking in some regard. But it's not a sales pitch. You come to Penn State, we're going to develop a relationship with you and your family that's going to last for the next 40 years of your life, not the next 3 or 4. And because of that, we develop strong, authentic relationships that are based on trust and honesty. And as a result, the effort speaks for itself. You're going to play really hard for guys in the locker room and a coaching staff that cares about you off the court, maybe more than they do on the court. And I think that's what Coach Chambers instills in our staff. And again, we do a great job building relationships. And I like to believe that, those relationships are going to last for hopefully a full lifetime with every one of the guys in our locker room.
I think family is another big culture driver here at Penn State, and you're such a big family man, Coach. We've seen snippets within the Urgo household from this past season, but during this time right now with the virus going around, what is it like on a day-to-day basis inside the Urgo household?
Well, I come from a family of 10 kids, 9 boys and a girl, so I'm very similar to Coach Chambers in that regard. He's the baby of 12. So I love big families. So I have 4 children. Ty, who's 8, Cody, who's 6, Samantha, who's 4 years old, who's the light of the world, and our 4-month-old in Sydney. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It's a little crazy sometimes, and the more time you have, the more you got to come up with. But fortunately, I have a wonderful woman in my life, my wife, Christy, who kind of holds down the fort. She's very goal-oriented, very routine-oriented. So specifically during this time, as we're homeschooling and trying to find things to do, it's great to have her. She's got a whiteboard out. She's got assignments for the week. We start every day at 9:30, sitting around the table with different laptops and things like that. So we try to keep it as organized as possible. But, our guys are very active. My wife and I are very active. So as soon as we can, we try to get them outside, get some fresh air. But it's wonderful. Our guys, this time, there's been a lot of unfortunate situations as a result of the virus. But I can tell you the positive thing that I'm taking from it is the amount of time I'm getting to spend with each and every one of my family members. And the individual time I get to spend with my boys and my daughters is really something I'm going to cherish for a long time. It's not something that you typically get to do as a basketball coach. So this is something I'm going to take with me and cherish every single second I possibly can before the grind begins again.
Attitude, gratitude, and family. A great culture around Penn State men's basketball. Coach, appreciate you taking the time today and stay safe and healthy.
Hey, likewise. Please, everybody do the same. Stay safe, wash your hands. And Mitch, I can't tell you enough. Appreciate this. And we are